All right, guys, welcome to another video of the Madden Academy film breakdown. So we're going to start here on defense with our guy Manu. First things first, guys, you always want to set up your defense. That is what he's doing right here. He's going to be in the $3-2 formation. And in today's video, we're just going to be going through and watching more of the drive than normal. So I'm going to let this run a little bit more instead of breaking down specifically one play. And if there is a play that I want to stop and break down, we'll get down to that. But we're gonna watch through more of the drive. So first things first, guys, he's gonna go ahead and decline that because that's just a respect thing. This opponent he is playing is also a quality player. This is a setup in a private match, play a friend. So these are two quality opponents, and they're obviously going to respect each other. This is good. So we're going to get to see how Manu goes about defending bunch offset, which is a very great play. Opponent comes out with the bunch. I do want to pause for a second. The opponent comes out with the bunch on the short side of the field, which is something you always want to think about as a defensive player. Is like, why are they coming out on the short side bunch, as opposed to having more space on the wide side? Am I going to be looking for them potentially flipping the play, or am I going to be looking for, some sort of short side bunch concept that maybe sometimes corner routes, certain things get open easier on the short side. So that's just something you have to pay attention to. Here, this guy actually just does audible over into a set that has, I'm spacing on the name of the set right now, but it looks like he's in Eagles or Colts playbook, and he's getting into a even more compressed bunch set where it's like bunch strong something, and he has the running back. It's a great formation. So anyway, he's got the running back on his side, and then he has this guy, so he could now he can kind of run both ways. So Manu's taking a really aggressive look here. I'm just slowing this down. I know I said I'm gonna let it play through, but I'm just slowing it down to show you what Manu's doing. Kind of first play of the game. He's gonna be playing a lot more coverage here on this wide side. Like I said, this is the wide side of the field, as you can see, and then he's gonna play a lot more aggressive here on the left side, on the short side, the bunch side, and then send a lot of heat. And then probably with his user, he'll probably be covering deep over here in this lake. So if you want to visualize it, that's probably what he's kind of looking at. Now, obviously, if this guy runs a shallow route, that's probably just going to be open. But we'll go ahead and see how it plays out. And then I'm going to let it play a little bit. So zones obviously didn't end up playing how Manu wanted them to play, ideally. But that's okay. He's going to go ahead and set up his own drop adjustments. But now we have an idea of what the shell is that he's putting out there. What I mean by shell is the coverage shell. And here, this is why. Okay, so so now we found out why he came out in that short side bunch, messing up Manu's adjustments, going over to trips to the wide side. Obviously, right there, Manu screams at him through the A gap and just blows up the play. But quality opponent, you could tell already. Quality opponent, you could tell already on offense. And look, okay, I was about to rewind, but Manu's actually looking at it himself. So we'll look at it here in his. So this is perfect coverage, guys. I mean, this is the read, but technically the user could peel off, so he's just gonna hit it right. He's just gonna throw it right there. And let's see. Yeah, that's a great play. Okay. So now he's got the bunch on the wide side of the field. He's trying to dial up like a bomb, right? And he gets screamed at, guys. But let's go back and look at that really quick. Let's go back and look at this really fast. Okay, let me put the. So it's going to be all man coverage over here and then a flat zone. So flat zone and all man coverage, right? And then a zone. That's going to be wide open right here in the middle of the field. But because he's able to get heat, that's a stack. So that's the situation in which you want to play man, where you could put a few key zones out there to kind of take away fast reads that get open quickly against man and then get a lot of heat. So this opponent is about to go for it in 4th and so let's slow down. This opponent is about to go for it in 4th and 16. Obviously here, Manu is getting aggressive, so he's got the solo side receiver on the wide side of the field because we are slightly to the right of the middle. Slightly to the right of the middle of the field. So that is technically the wide side. He's got that solo receiver manned up, and then he's got zone over top in the middle so he doesn't get bombed, you know, a post here or something like that. And then it's really just his job to let the heat come in and cover everything over the middle and over to the left side of the field as the play develops. But ideally, you're going to get that heat in before the play ends up developing. But I'll give you an idea of what potentially you could be looking for. So potentially this could be on a zig route. That's what you might have to worry about. Because if he gets a ton of separation, this guy's blitzing, ton of separation, he might be able to just zig, catch, and run. Or this might be on a corner route if he gets a ton of separation. So those are the two things you have to worry about with that. But he's going to kind of let that guy play. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll go over there and bait back the middle. We'll see how he plays it with the user. This, you might just have like a you might have this guy on a drag. If this guy's actually ends up being on a post, you might have that guy on a drag, you know, and then kind of have this guy like on a corner or on an in. That's what you might be looking for as a user. And then this guy, same thing. This guy might be on a drag. This guy could be on a streak to clear out at that point. And, you know, that's what gets dangerous about these looks is if you get any sort of time, you get the user over here, like say this guy toasts on a post, and then this guy is on a corner, so you're thinking, okay, that's going to take it away, but you have a drag here and then a streak here. If this guy's toasting and like say this guy's toasts on an in route and that's going to be open, the user has to kind of cover that and then hope that this guy or your user can get back to the drag if he ends up throwing that check down late. See how it plays out though. Okay, so this is the benefit of playing with heat. And guys, I had never seen this play before, but he does swap over, and it is quite similar. This guy is on a clear out. This guy is on a corner. This guy is on like a comeback kind of route out of the. I forgot what the route's called. Like, but he basically goes out in the flats and comes back out, and he runs it a little like deeper. Not very flat, so he has no flat routes, like and he tries to just against man coverage and a zone fit that ball in there. The ball ends up getting overthrown and intercepted. And that's gonna end today's film breakdown. But like, key takeaways from today, guys, just make sure that when you're playing against a compression set, like this guy's in bunch, you're sending a lot of heat to make them uncomfortable. Try to make them uncomfortable first. If they can't dial up dots against heat when they're in a compression set, it's going to be a very, very long day for them, because the whole point of a compression set is they kind of start compressed. They start squeezed in or bunched together. That's why it's called bunch. And they could go in all these different route combinations. When they're more spread out, it's like there's only so many different places and spaces that one receiver can go with all the different route combos. The closer they get together, the more potential they have to run in different ways. So there's like so many different route combos you have to defend. And as a defender, the best way to defend what you don't know is to just get in the face of the person that you're trying to defend against, and don't let those things develop, and see if you can just heat them up and make them force a mistake. So try to force a mistake, guys. With that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this one, found it helpful.